Hello, hello, my friends. It's Carrie at holisticspsychics.com in Sedona, Arizona, coming on with a spontaneous live, what I'm going to call an activation live stream for this full moon in Pisces that we have going on. I'm excited and a little bit nervous about this live stream. Excited because it's Pisces full moon, super moon, blue moon. My natal moon is Pisces, so I'm having a lunar return. A little bit nervous because, as you will see, I'm using a new live stream setup here that's going to enable me to be more interactive with all of you, which I'm excited about. And I hope that we don't have any technical glitches or difficulties. Pisces moon is not the best day to be trying out new technology, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so to start with, this is going to be a part of the new technology I'm going to be able to share with you and interact with you. Let me know if you're chiming in. Let me know if you're able to hear me okay, if you're able to see me okay, since this is a new program that I'm working with. Also, you can chime in and let me know where you're chiming in from. So to begin with here, I'm gonna show you, let me just see here, I'm gonna share my screen because Pisces moon is a really good day to be talking about my upcoming intuitive development online course. So I'm going to show you two ways to access it just to get you a little bit acquainted with what's going on here. So here is my actual website, holisticspsychic.com. Here's the first way that you can access information about my online intuition development course that starts October 7th. If you just scroll down on holisticspsychic.com, you'll see this image here, Empower Your Intuition. Click on that and it's going to take you right to my new online learning platform, which is called Earth Wisdom School. The name of my healing center here in Sedona is Earth Wisdom Healing Arts. So this is an online platform that I'm working with that ultimately is going to have all of the courses that I offer on this platform. So if you just click on that image, you're going to see it pops up here, earthwisdomschool.com courses, empowering intuition, and it gives you all the information that you need, everything you're going to be learning in this amazing course. There's a little video introduction right here, tells how many days till the course starts. Right now it starts in 31 days. And the one thing that I wanted to share with all of you is if you sign up before, or I'll say by August 31st, which is tomorrow, you save $100 on the course. No worries, you can still sign up afterwards. And I do even have payment plan options. For those of you that might be easier for. I always appreciate having that option with courses that I take online as well. And so here it tells you the breakdown. We have 6 pre-recorded modules interspersed with 6 live Q&A group video modules with me. So it's 12 weeks altogether. You can totally progress at your own pace. Everything is, even the lives are recorded and uploaded onto this program, so that you can watch it on your own if you can't make the live. So you can totally do the whole course in your own pace. You have the option of being guided live through it with me, whether you're doing it on the actual live segments or just catching up and watching the lives after they're uploaded the next day. So you can see if you sign up before August 31st at $797, it does go up another $100 after that. Or you can do the payment plan here. So I just wanted to show you that, and we'll see how that is working also with this new system that I've got going on here. And so let's go ahead and talk about this energy around this full moon. There's all kinds of hype around this full moon because it's a blue moon, and I'm going to talk about that, and a super moon. A super moon means that the moon is closer to the earth than it ordinarily is. And so electromagnetically, energy-wise, we feel it more. We're more influenced by it because it's closer. So that's what the supermoon thing is all about. We can recognize this by just noticing way more brightness in the sky. The moon may appear larger in the sky. I actually took a photo of me sitting out. Well, it wasn't of me, but it was just me looking out at the full moon last night from my front patio because it was beaming right in. And when I took the photo, it actually looked daylight outside because the moon was so bright. I uploaded it onto my Instagram channel, which is just my name, Carrie Konyha. If you want to check it out, if you're not connected with me on Instagram yet, you can check that out to see that photo that I took. And then the blue moon. What is the blue moon all about? The blue moon, there's a few different ways to look at this, or a few different ways in which moons have been described as blue moons, throughout the years. So commonly, currently, a blue moon is when we have more than one full moon in a calendar month. Astrologically speaking, it occurs when we have 4 full moons instead of 3 full moons within a season. And that is happening right now. This full moon is the 4th full moon that we're having this season of summer. And of course, this is the 2nd full moon that we have in the month of August. What's even more rare and unique and potent is when we have 2 full moons in the same sign. And it can also happen with new moons as well. We did have that earlier. I believe it was in the sign of Cancer. We had 2 new moons in Cancer. I believe that's what it was. So those are more rare. And when we have those, it's extra powerful because we're getting an extra dose of the same energy twice. So moon in Pisces is all about things having to do with our spiritual nature, our soul development, our intuition. Moon in Pisces has to do with everything having to do with the unseen, mystical dimensions of life. It's also creativity and things of that nature. As I said, my natal moon is in Pisces in the 12th house, which obviously gives me a unique psychic edge. I definitely attribute my Pisces moon in the 12th house to one of the things that's in my own astrological chart that gives me that intuitive edge. I also have Neptune and Scorpio in the 8th house, which is another sort of marker of intuitive and psychic abilities as well. Anyway, so if you are a Pisces moon like me, you are having a lunar return. This is your full moon of the year. And if you are Pisces moon, you're definitely going to be feeling the energy effects of this moon. For everybody collectively, influences us in ways that we feel more tapped into our intuition. We could feel more emotionally sensitive as well, but especially if you are a Pisces moon, you're definitely going to be feeling this. I feel it in sort of like a all over the place type of way today, I guess, where in general, I've been feeling pretty inspired in my life and expansive despite all the retrograde energies that we have going on. But today I can feel, I don't feel emotional. I just feel more sensitive, psychically speaking. So if you're feeling these energies, let us know in the comments. Share with us what's going on with you. How are you feeling these energies? Are you a Pisces moon? Even if you're not a Pisces moon, natally, look to see where the Pisces sector of your chart is, what house the Pisces energy is happening, and that will give you some insight as to how this energy is shining into your life and how to work with the energy. My natal Pisces moon is in the 12th house, which has to do with deep unconscious things. And so I feel in my life that this is a time where I am achieving clarity, awareness, and ultimately healing. That's connected to this full moon that we're having here. So there's some really cool wisdom teachings around this full moon that I want to share with you as we're beginning to explore the astrology. And of course, I'm going to read some cards in a little bit as well. But let me pull up this slide that I made for you that I can show you now on this live in this new format. So I'm going to add this here. And in accordance to indigenous sacred feminine wisdom teachings of the Americas, the Native Americans, this full moon in one of the traditions, right? Different tribes, different traditions have different names for each lunar phase. This is considered to be the 13th moon. Now, it is true that we have 13 lunar cycles each year, but we don't always have 13 new moons or 13 full moons because those lunar cycles can begin or end a week or so before the calendar year or after the calendar year, if that makes sense. So we do every year have 13 lunar cycles, but we don't every single year have 13 new moons or 13 full moons. And when we do, it's called a blue moon, which is why this is the blue moon right now. So it's the 13th moon, the blue moon. And in accordance to this book that I work with that I've shared on this channel, the 13 Original Clan Mothers, this full moon, the blue moon, is called Becomes Her Vision. It can be becomes his vision as well. We become our vision. This full moon supports us in becoming, embodying our true, authentic soul nature in accordance to who we are now. So I wrote down some bullet points, and these are all referenced from the book 13 Original Clan Mothers by Jamie Sams. I didn't bring the book on my desk here to show it to you, but I can maybe make a link to it and put it in the description below when the live stream finishes. So if you look at the first little bullet point, the star point, guardian of transformation and transmutation. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And so it's about releasing, healing, purging, clearing, cleansing, letting go. And that's a part of the transmutation, the transformation. And what comes next is new beginnings. So ask yourself, the thing that I love about this is, as we're looking at this, it totally matches the astrology that's going on right now. So first, ask yourself, in what areas of your life are you noticing that you have, you're undergoing some type of process of transmutation, transformation? This is a really good night to do work around what you're clearing, what you're releasing. Remember that full moons always serve to illuminate our awareness. And as I'm doing this live stream, it's 5 p.m. my time exactly right now. And the full moon is at 6:35 my time. And so East Coast, that's 9:35. So the full moon is about in an hour and a half from the time of doing this live stream. We can do full moon work for up to 3 days after the full moon as the energy is dissipating. It's a time of releasing, clearing, letting go, again, purging, all of that, which is a part of our healing. And then as we come into the next new moon is when that activation of the rebirth energies are going to be more fully coming in. Okay, so the second bullet point that we see here on this little slide that I made, emergence of spirit into physical form. And then I wrote in parentheses, embodiment. Now, this has to do with the fact that the moon and Saturn are conjunct right now. I'm going to come back to this slide in a minute, but let me go to this one here with the astrology, the chart. I'm going to make it full screen on my end so I can see this a little bit clearly. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor moving or not. If you happen to catch this, I would appreciate it if you make a comment and let me know if you can see my cursor moving, just so that I know for future live streams that I might be using this software for. So you can see here, if you can see my cursor, or look to the left side of the wheel where the Pisces sector is. And in this chart, it's in the first house, right on the cusp of the first house and the 12th house. You can see that the moon and Saturn are right next to each other. They're conjunct. Okay. And so this conjunction is very much matching. Let me go back to this other thing here. The emergence of spirit into the physical form. Why is that? Because Pisces is all about the realm of spirit, and Saturn is all about the realm of the physical manifested realm. It's the ruler of Capricorn, which is an earth sign. So it has to do with, that which manifests. Saturn is all about our sense of structure in life. It's about our sense of responsibilities. It's what we seek to embody or manifest. And so the Pisces moon and Saturn, which is also in Pisces right now, conjunct, is very much aligned with this theme around this full moon about the emergence of spirit into physical form. So ask yourself how you've been experiencing this. If you have questions about it, you can post it in the comments as well, and I'm happy to reply after this live stream. Just to share, I guess from my perspective, I feel over the course of the past few days that I'm coming into a new wave of deepening and connecting with my authentic self. Those of you who know me personally know that I've been going through some stuff. I've been on my own little healing journey for the past 6 months here. And I really feel that over the course of the past few days, I've been able to turn a corner from what has felt like grieving and things like that, based on what I've been going through in my life, into more of an energy of ready to completely embody myself again, embrace myself, embrace a new path. And so I'm just sharing this as an example of how to look within yourself and how you might be feeling this for yourself. Just notice, where or how have I been having some type of experience of feeling more embodied, like I'm really owning my soul, I'm owning my spirit, I'm embodying, embracing, nurturing, and being in my exuberance in sharing my true soul essence. Okay. Next thing, mother of alchemical change and rites of passage into wholeness. Alchemical change and rites of passage. This lunation, this full moon, is the full moon that governs these things, so to speak. This is a really good energy over the course of the next few days to be doing personal ceremony, ritual that is connected to what you want to consciously shift out of and ultimately shift into. This full moon is a lot about stepping into our higher nature and shedding anything that isn't aligned with that. Okay? Guardian of personal history, becoming, and myth. Now, this does happen to really align with the Pisces energy, because Pisces also governs the realms of mythology, being that it's a lot about the archetypal aspects of our life. So this is shamanically speaking, this full moon is really good for any type of working with archetypal energies. Shamanically, this could be in the realm of shape shifting, which is embodying the archetypes of different totem animals, spirit animals, for the sake of your own embodiment and empowerment. This moon teaches us how to become our vision and our wholeness. If there's ever been a full moon to support dreaming a new dream into being, it would be a Pisces super blue full moon, which is where we're at right now. Dreaming new dreams into being. What does that mean? That means embodying a new vision for yourself, literally envisioning, what is my vision for myself? Not only envisioning it as like a future hope or wish, but envisioning it as in, this is what I choose to embody right now, and feeling the feelings of it, the vibrational frequency, embodying the vibrational energies and frequencies that are a match to the dream, that you want to call into being, what your visions are, so to speak. This moon teaches us how to release the old and step into the realized dream. Okay, so I kind of just talked about that. She teaches us how to honor the processes that brought us through the changes and transformation, how to integrate the rite of passage or personal ceremony into wholeness, celebrate the vision of what we have become or we are becoming. And the main soul growth opportunity here is how to be the truth. And that means how to be your personal truth, how to embody your personal authenticity as authentically as you can. This is like a huge empowering invitation for all of us. This lunation, this full moon in and of itself is almost like a rite of passage, because it's very much illuminating our intuitive self, our intuitive insight, our soul knowledge. And it's an invitation to connect with that, to acknowledge it, to embody it, embrace it, and trust it enough to follow it, follow the guidance of it, and see where it takes you. If you're up for that this full moon, give this video a thumbs up. While I'm at it, you might want to take a moment to just subscribe if you like this type of content and you would like to see more of it. Okay, so let me go back to the showing the chart here. There's a few things I want to point out. Let me make this full screen on my end again here. Okay, so if we look at Pluto in Capricorn, Mercury in Virgo, Jupiter in Taurus, that's making a grand trine, a beneficial aspect that is supporting us. Jupiter is expansive. It's getting ready to go retrograde. I'll talk about that in a moment. Mercury is our communication, our mind workings. Pluto, transformation, which also is still retrograde right now. So I'm going to talk more about this grand trine in a moment, but also the main point that I want to share here is there's also a sextile happening in this additional, let me just look to see where this is. Okay, this one goes to Uranus. We have this other grand trine between Uranus, Mars, and Pluto, sextiling Neptune. Neptune is the peak, the apex here. So we have two different grand trines going on. Let me talk about that first, and I'm going to go back to this Neptune. The trines are beneficial aspects. They're energies that work together harmoniously to support us. And we've got two different grand trines going on. Now, these are not directly aspecting the full moon, but they're related to the full moon, especially with the sextile with Neptune, because Neptune is the ruler of Pisces and the moon is in Pisces. The trines in of themselves, Pluto, Mercury, and Jupiter. If I'm seeing that, I would say that collectively, we all are being supported in transformational growth expansion, which is the Pluto and the Jupiter, and having awarenesses, which is the Mercury. Awarenesses around our growth and transformation, which I feel could actually lead to breakthroughs. Psychically, intuitively speaking, it feels like many of us have been striving to work through something that feels like, whether it was a block or just like an uncertainty, or I want to do this, but I don't know how. With Mercury in Virgo, it gives us insights and inspirations as to how to methodically carry out the details that support our transformation and growth. And then the other grand trine is between Uranus, which is higher mind, innovative awarenesses. It can be sudden epiphanies of awareness. It can be out of the blue opportunities manifesting, unexpected changes. With Pluto, we already talked about that, and Mars, which is in Libra right now. So Mars is the driving force in our chart. And in Libra, we want to drive ourselves in the direction of what's going to feel fair, what's going to feel harmonious for us, what's going to bring us into balance. So I'm really like looking at both the Mercury and the Uranus in the ways where we can have epiphanies of awareness can come through our mind through meditation, as an example. Anytime I see positive aspects that are connected to both Mercury and Uranus, it feels to me it's like an instruction to spend time in meditation, or in the very least, with the Mercury, I would say clear your mind of overthinking, allow there to be space so that divine inspiration can come in. Now I'm going to use my cursor here, and hopefully you guys can see how I'm moving my cursor on this slide. Again, if somebody could let me know, I would appreciate that. But here, this is what's called a kite formation, when we have this grand trine mixed with two sextiles and an opposition. So there's an opposition between Neptune and Mars here, which I'll talk about that. But the focal point is Neptune. Neptune has to do with all of those same themes that Pisces does, again, because Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So our spiritual nature, our intuition, our creativity, our sensing, feeling body. We might be feeling more empathic, but in the kite formation, it points at a direction to focus towards, and it's focusing on Neptune, and again in Pisces. So this is really supercharging this Pisces full moon theme that already is really strong. Now, if we look over to these little charts here, you can see at the bottom of the small little rectangular chart in the middle, we have primarily Earth. This E means Earth, the Earth signs. For those of you who are learning how to read charts, you can use these little side charts as well. We have primarily Earth energy right now with a lot of water energy. We have less fire and the least is air. I say this jokingly, but it's true. What do we get when we mix earth and water? We get mud. We might feel, I myself actually used this term with a friend of mine a few days ago. I feel like I'm moving through mud, right? Like my body physically feels like moving through mud. And so we might be feeling that, not only because of what's going on with the full moon and the elements that are prevalent right now, but because we have all of these planets retrograde. Let's see, we have Venus, Mercury, Pluto, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and then Jupiter getting ready to go retrograde. So retrogrades are not negative or bad or anything like that. They just bring us into more of a time of doing the inner work. So, for example, Mercury is retrograde right now. So that means this is a time where we can make headway through, on the mental levels. We might not be driving it home, taking action in the physical world of manifestation, but on the inner planes, we're getting everything set up for our launch into activity. So we still can accomplish things, we still can get things done. It's just getting it done on the inner planes, which a lot of times ends up, when we use the energy in that way of the retrogrades, in the long run, it's going to fast track us because we're going to have everything set in our awareness, right? Our mindset, our vibrational frequency, in the growth work that we're doing, whatever it is, however it's showing up in your chart. When we work with the energies and we don't fight against the natural flow, in the long run, you're going to fast track yourself in regard to being able to accomplish and achieve your goals. So with all of these retrogrades right now, it's the time of doing the work on the inner planes, getting the ideas, doing the behind the scenes work type of stuff, however that works for you in your life. For me, as an example, I have my course coming up, launching in October. And so behind the scenes, I'm doing all of the little details to put all the little fine tunings onto the course. And so it might not appear like I'm, if somebody was looking in at my life, it might not appear like I'm in full steam activation manifestation mode, but really I am. I'm just taking care of the little details on the back end of things, just as an example of how to work with this energy. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about here with all of this? Okay, obviously, every time we have a full moon, it's opposing the sun. The sun is in Virgo. The sun represents our self-identity, on the more of the ego level, the outer personality level, and the moon is our innermost component of ourself, our uh, uh, emotionally intimate aspect of us. So the opposition sort of shines a light on each other, and it's an opportunity to consider. It's like your own yin and yang, your own personal yin and yang. How is it that I'm able to embody and be who I truly am and shine that out into the world? With the sun in Virgo, it's all about details. And with Mercury in Virgo, it's details of like thought processes or working out mental tasks and the details of those types of things. Whereas Pisces is like, what, where we're just kind of lost in the steam of life. So somewhere in the middle is the key to harnessing these energies. I really feel strong. And again, this is why I'm considering this live stream to be an activation, because this is a very activating time right now, intuitively, spiritually. It's a time where we can really just sort of catapult ourselves deeper into embodying who we really are and letting that be what is shining forward and leading us forward through the next coming season, which is fall. Fall is right around the corner. It's in about, what's today? So like 3.5 weeks from now, fall starts. And fall, okay, here's another thing. This is kind of jumping ahead a little bit. Fall is the time of year where we practice gratitude for the blessings in our life, as always, but it's also where we begin to receive the manifested return of whatever our intentions and efforts have been throughout the year up till now. So with where we're at in this full moon, it's prime time to really just do a little dial in, right? Dialing in on optimizing your sense of mind, body, spirit, harmony, alignment, being in what I call your flow state, which means mind, body, spirit alignment, because it's when we're in our flow state, when we're living in harmony with life, is when we are most naturally dropped into experiencing the feeling of being supported by life, which typically includes like some form of manifested expression of that support based on what we've already been setting in motion. So think about what have been, let me get out of this screen here. So think about what has been your primary objective this year. This is a good time of assessing where you're at with all those retrogrades, reassessing where are you at right now regarding what your primary ambitions have been, your primary calling, your primary focus. What have those been, and where are you right now with those things? And with this full moon, the approach to optimizing that path for yourself of creating, expressing, or manifesting is going to be through pausing, optimizing, again, your flow state, your mind, body, spirit connection. With the Neptune emphasis that's showing up in that kite formation, it's really embracing our spiritual nature. So this could be a time where you're asking yourself questions about how to embrace your spiritual growth a little bit more. This Pisces moon and the Neptune connected to that is definitely conducive to that. And there's no right or wrong way. There's no one path, right? It's whatever you feel guided to, however you feel guided. There's all kinds of pathways to support a spiritual connection with yourself, but it ultimately starts with letting yourself embody the essence of your own soul that lives in your body. Remember, the theme, the overarching theme of this full moon is becoming your vision. Becoming your vision, embodying your truth. So let that be something that you reflect upon or meditate upon over the course of the next few days here. And let me go ahead and select a few cards for us just to give us an extra little message, collectively speaking. Of course, if you would like a personal reading with me, you're always welcome to reach out. You can reach me through my website, holisticspsychic.com. And let me just take a moment here to give these cards a few shuffles. I'm working with my new favorite, Light Seers Tarot. I got this deck probably about 6 weeks ago, and I've been using it ever since. Okay, I'm going to select 3 cards. And my hope in using this new software for the live streaming and me being able to show you more of the diagrams of what I'm usually looking at behind the scenes, for those of you who are interested in learning more about astrology, it's going to help you to see the actual chart. Okay, let me just pick some cards here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. We have the Death card, which in this deck, it's called Death and Rebirth. I'll talk about it in a moment. We have the Four of Swords, and we have the Sun card, which came up reversed. So when I do a 3-card spread, I'm looking at what is the energy, how do we work with the energy, and what is the outcome. So let me just take a moment here. Okay, I feel like the energy is like the Four of Swords energy. It's connected to what I was saying earlier about not overthinking, giving your mind some space so that we can access higher guidance that comes in from the cosmos. That's pretty much what the Four of Swords is all about, giving our mind a break, rejuvenating, having self-reflection, but heart-centered. Let me just find the heart-centered. You can see there's a little heart here, right here. Heart-centered self-reflection. How to work with the energy is the Sun card reversed. Embracing opportunity and the energies that are shining in now that support revitalization, rejuvenation. The Sun card is the energy of rebirth, renewal, revitalization, and embracing, receiving. In the reverse position, it's about receiving life force energy. So this is how we work with the energy right now, consciously receiving life force energy. Now, we do receive life force energy from the planets, from the stars. All of the planets, all of the stars radiate energy in the same way that the sun does. We're affected by it. And we want to receive that energy. We're always receiving it, whether we know it or not, but receiving it consciously enables us to work with it a little bit more. And then the result is going to be the death rebirth energy. The death rebirth is letting go of the old and outworn, letting go of, look at it as like a snake shedding its skin. I'm expanding beyond that which I have outgrown. And if I'm using the snake analogy, I'm embracing my new shiny skin here, which is the rebirth and the renewal. So let me know in the comments how this is all showing up for you guys. For those of you watching this, whether it's live or after the fact, let me know if you were able to see my cursor when I was moving it over the astrology chart. Let me know how the video quality was. I'm looking into using this for future live streams as well. So I totally support what I want to say, appreciate your feedback on that. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in 2 weeks for the new moon video. I've been coming on a little bit less here because I'm working on my online course coming up soon. But yeah, I'll at least see you for the live new moon video in a few weeks. And I may be uploading some informative content to support our growth journeys in the meantime. Okay. All right, guys, all my love, blessings, namaste, and I'll see you around the corner. Don't forget to subscribe.